Yo, what's going on, family? Thank you for tuning into this video. Just jumping on here today to share a brief and a guided EFT tapping session. And with this, I'm tailoring it towards the current astrological climate. We're currently in the midst of what's known as eclipse season. And I'll dive a little bit more into what eclipses are here shortly. But essentially, this is just really like a potent time to be utilizing various spiritual practices and also like various modalities to help regulate the nervous system. And I find EFT to be so supportive with this. So EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. It is a blend of both Chinese acupressure and tapping on various meridian points on the body, along with what would be known as like Western psychology, where we're going to be utilizing tapping on specific points in the body with a little bit of like a script or some affirmations to get in touch with how we're feeling, to move some energy, to get in touch with like overall our mental and emotional state. And the goal ultimately is to transform it into how we wish to feel, or ultimately to just open ourselves up to a greater state of being. Now, again, with this, we are also in the midst of multiple eclipses. Today, as I'm recording this, there's an eclipse in the sign of Pisces. Pisces is a water sign. So the moon today is actually a super moon as well. So it's just like a lot of amplified lunar energy. And I connect the lunar energy to like the divine feminine frequency. And with an eclipse and a super moon, it's all like very, very heightened. And with the water sign being involved with this, there's just a lot of like emotional sort of like stirring up and clearing out and really getting in tune with what we're feeling. Moons and especially eclipses have the capacity to really draw out of us what no longer serves. So we really have the capacity again to utilize this sort of like macro flow of nature consciously to support the like transformation that we are navigating within our own lives. There's additionally a second eclipse that will be taking place, I believe, October 4th. That one is in the sign of Libra, which is like represented by the scales, like balance, and also connects with the air element. So this will be a video you can come back to repeatedly over the next few weeks if you wish to support yourself in integrating and shifting with these eclipsing energies. And if you're also tuning into this at a later time, because I'm going to leave this up on my YouTube channel and my other social media accounts, this is going to be really good to utilize anytime, but especially with various like lunar cycles. So it's like every 2 weeks we have a new moon, and then 2 weeks following that is a full moon, and it repeats. And then typically every like 3 to 4 months, we'll have a series of eclipses. Depending on what year it is, there can be like many more or it can be fewer. But yeah, it's just really important, I feel, to tune in to, again, that macro scale of what's going on in the cosmos. And some people may look at this and think astrology is not really relevant or can consider it like a hippie thing, but there's a lot of science that goes into this. We're working with like the electromagnetics. So both like the sun, the moon, and the earth have their own electromagnetic field of energy and pull. And we also have our own electromagnetic field of energy that emanates around our being. This is also what's known as our auric field, and our heartbeat is literally producing this electromagnetic field of energy. So if you think about it, when the sun, the moon, and the earth are moving in ways that like align with each other as well as other planets, there's just like constant flux of electromagnetics taking place. And again, this ultimately influences us all the way down here on Earth. And we are much more sensitive beings than most people will give us credit for. We're very in tune with these energies at a subtle level, and the more in tune you are with your own emotions, your own sensitivities, again, you'll feel these shifts, and you can work with them consciously. Or unfortunately, most people will feel this and they use it to go deeper into unconscious behavior. And I don't think that's intentional, but that's typically what I observe happens in the collective field when there's really heightened astrological shifts. There's also like this amplified kind of like collective shadow field of energy that comes up. And we have the choice to either go with it consciously or unconsciously. So I hope this is really helpful for you. We're going to get started here shortly. Basically, what you need to know with this is like we're just tapping on points. We're going to speak into how we're feeling. I'm going to have you rate how you're feeling on a scale of 1 to 10 beforehand and afterhand, so you can kind of compare how you're feeling overall. And I'm trying to tune in and see if there's anything else I want to share before we dive in. Yeah, so like with EFT, we're basically, when we're tapping, we're sending signals to the amygdala, the part of our brain that's kind of rooted in survival. It sends these signals to help us like know that we're safe and that it can actually like relax. So as we tap, we're down regulating the nervous system, bringing us into a greater sense of calm. When we are calm and relaxed, our intuition naturally heightens, and we have the capacity to really make more aligned choices in our life. And there's a myriad of other benefits with tapping. I've utilized it in my own personal journey to overcome challenges that I've had with addictions, to overcome challenges I've had with PTSD, anxiety, and just other like emotional challenges. And it's also a great tool to utilize to increase your energy levels, to help you overcome limiting beliefs, to help you in your personal development journey. The applications are honestly like infinite. So it's really powerful. The biggest thing with this though is just to stay consistent with your presence on the tapping and the words we're speaking, and to really stay in touch with what you're feeling as we go through. And as we do this, you'll definitely notice a shift by the time we finish. And as your day carries on, there's like this effect that will like cascade and ripple out beyond that. So again, as we're going through, the mind might have some stories about like, why are we doing this? This doesn't work. But really trust the process and take note viscerally of how you feel afterwards and as the day progresses. Awesome. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'll have us close down our eyes and just take a few deep breaths. And just finding a comfortable seat with your spine upright. We'll take a deep inhalation in through the nose. And then exhale out the mouth. And two more just like that. Inhaling in through the nose. And prolonged exhales. One last time, inhaling. And just with the sigh, with the sound. Now remaining with your eyes closed for a moment, just feel into the entirety of your body, feeling your feet planted down on the floor, your butt against the chair you're in, or any other sort of cushion that you might be on. And just take note of what you feel anywhere in the body. There could be sensations of contraction. Some areas might feel lighter and more expansive. And without any judgment or needing to change what you're feeling, just take note here. And if you could put a single word on what you are feeling, go ahead and label this feeling. So you might be feeling heavy, or you might be feeling fatigue. You could be feeling indifferent or neutral, or even energized and joyful. And then on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being like you're just not feeling great at all, is awful, and on a 10 feeling like amazing and better than you ever have, just rate where you are on this scale of 1 to 10. So if your word was, maybe you're feeling drained, you're a 3 on a scale of 1 to 10. Or if you're feeling invigorated, then you're maybe a 9 on a scale of 1 to 10. And just take note, again, without judgment, where you are now is perfect. And we'll take a deep breath into this. And then exhale with another sigh. We'll begin tapping on the outside of the hand. So this is the karate chop point. That's often a very common starting point with EFT tapping. And then just repeat after me as we go along here with some affirmations and just tuning into what we feel. And feel free to shift these up in any way that you may need, as this is a more general like guided tapping experience. So it might be some of the words, the phrases may need to be shifted for you as you go along. So I'd like you to say, in this moment, I observe that I am feeling, and then insert what you are feeling here. So in this moment, I observe that I'm feeling calm. Or in this moment, I observe that I'm feeling maybe a little stressed. And I now accept how I feel. And continuing to tap here. In this moment, I'm also recognizing that there are amplified energetics, electromagnetics, and waves of energy in the atmosphere that surrounds me. And with this all, I accept what is transpiring. Taking a breath into this. Now we're going to start tapping on the eyebrow points, and there's this like really inner point at the top of the nose. And I like to use 2 fingers on either side. Additionally, you can just use one hand if that's a little easier for you to see the screen if you need as well. And then just continuing to repeat after me in ways that feel best for you. I am now learning how to honor what I feel within. And then we're going to start tapping on the side of the eye here, just at the base of the eyebrow, right on the side of the eye. There's a little bone here. And then repeating, it is safe for me to feel my emotions. And then taking a breath to anything you're feeling now. Next, we're going to come tapping underneath the eyebrow point. I now accept all endings that may be transpiring in my life now. Sorry, I got a little distracted. I'm at the library at the moment. Now tapping underneath the nose. So this is right above the lip on the nose point. I am now opening to all new beginnings that may transpire in my life from here. I'm just breathing into this. And then from here we come tapping underneath on the chin point. I recognize that eclipses and lunar cycles are a time of transformation. And I now use this energy consciously to support my evolutionary process. And just taking some nice breaths as we go along. Whew. Next we come tapping on the collarbones just underneath. I like to tap where the muscle connects into the bone. So you might feel like kind of these 2 points and just go slightly underneath that. And just, again, taking some nice deep breaths as we're going along here. This just helps the emotional energy, the mental energy to move as we're tapping along. Whew. I now allow myself to feel grounded and safe through everything transpiring right now. And again, as we're tapping here, we're just feeling into all the emotions, feeling into the statements that we're making. And then we're gonna tap underneath the arms here. So on the side, it's kind of like on the outer edge of the rib cage, just underneath the armpit. You can optionally do like both sides, kind of like this, or just pick a side that works for you. And just feeling into anything that may be surfacing within your mind and your emotions, within your body. I am now finding calm in the chaos that may transpire around me. I now find calm in anything transpiring in my life that may feel overwhelming, stressful, or uncertain. And then tapping on the top of the head. So I just kind of like right on the very top in the center. Taking a breath in here. I am learning to embrace uncertainty. And I am cultivating more trust and faith in the unknown. I'm taking a breath in here. And then we're just gonna briefly go through all the points one more time. And again, just kind of feeling into anything as we're going through, allowing it to move with the breath. I now welcome miraculous healing light and energy into all areas of my life. And then coming to the side of the eye, I now welcome a greater sense of stability and safety to permeate my entire being. Tapping underneath the eye, I am now becoming more peaceful and more proactive. Then tapping underneath the nose and just feeling into those few statements so far. Tapping on the chin. I now release any thoughts or worries of being attacked or harmed. And coming to tap on the chest. I allow myself to feel safe and I deserve to feel safe. I'm just really feeling into that sense of safety and that sense of divine protection that is surrounding you now. Coming to tap on the outside of the arm. I am now cultivating a greater sense of trust in myself and in my abilities. And then finally coming to the top of the head. I now accept that change is an inevitable part of this human journey. And I embrace it with courage and self-empowerment. We'll take a breath into this. Another exhale with a sigh. And then we'll stop tapping for a moment. If you'd like, you can close down your eyes and just connect with your internal world. Taking a nice deep breath in. And then just bring to mind this scale of 1 to 10, where again, 1 is just maybe like you're not feeling well at all, and 10's feeling absolutely amazing. And take note of where you feel you are on this scale in this moment. So maybe earlier, if you were at like a 3 or a 4, and you weren't feeling so great, maybe you were feeling heavy, maybe that number shifted upwards and you're feeling like a 7, there's a little bit more lightness. And the number could potentially be the same. I, again, really encourage you to allow these effects to ripple out throughout the remainder of your day. And tapping is one of those things where the more that we practice it, whether it's multiple times a day or at least like once daily, or just really coming back to it when we feel we need it intuitively, it just has really powerful compounding effects over time. I do hope you were able to experience some shift in how you feel with this though, and that you were able to really feel into the affirmations. And if you'd like to know more